This is a big mystery to many, and I've never seen a really accurate demonstration for it, so let me give it my best shot. Many musicians still confuse in front of the beat with getting faster, or playing behind the beat or laid back with playing slower in regards to tempo. It's very important here to separate this subject from the tempo, because it's not about tempo. It's really more a phenomenon about displacing a whole pattern or single beats in relation to something else, which could be a click or the rest of the music, or when you just lay back the snare a bit, displace that a bit slightly to the bass drum or hi-hat. Whenever I heard demonstrations of that, it was often done without a click, which can be very confusing because playing a beat just 2 beats faster can almost have the similar effect at first. But when we really talk about leaning forward a bit or leaning backwards, we're not talking about changing the tempo. The first time I really got it was when I saw a hip-hop artist fool around with sampled beats. He moved loops around slightly in time, and by that the feel changed miraculously, without changing the tempo. I want to give you the same experience. That's why we'll take the guesswork out of it and let the machine do the demo. So you can be sure we only change what I say we change, nothing else. First of all, listen to this groove. This will be right on, quantized. So again, without changing what is played, we will just take the whole drum beat and move it forward a bit in relation to the click slightly, and see if you can hear the difference. Got it? Now let's listen to the laid back version. Now we'll listen to all 3. Were you able to hear the difference? I overdid the examples a bit. These are too drastic maybe, but I wanted to make it obvious because I wanted you to really hear what it does, what effect it has emotionally with the feel, just for demonstration's sake. You might say, I don't like this or that version, which is fine, because then your aesthetic was at play. And this is exactly what you will need when playing and placing your grooves within the context of the music. Lastly, let's look at one other way of doing it, which is just fooling around with the separate voices of the drum beat. Just change the snare drum placement by pulling it back a bit. Listen to this. Okay, wasn't that interesting? Although this is quite an advanced concept of time playing, I wanted you to really hear it and have a clear reference point for what it can do. Now, put on a click or a shaker or a play along, something that will serve as a simple reference point for you time-wise. And now try to make 3 recordings. First, play on top of it. Try to line up exactly with the click. And then, when you were able to do that, try to do other versions, at least 2. A laid-back version and a more in front of urgent version. This can take a while, but really try to get it to a point where there is a hearable difference, or better, a feelable difference that still doesn't sound weird. Caution, be careful here. It's easy to overdo and to overthink this. Please, don't create a monster here and totally mess up your time playing with something you can do, and when you do it, has to be a quite subtle thing. Also, in the end, I think it has to be intuitive. Please don't overthink this. I guess my hero Steve Gadd once put it best in an interview, and I hope I quote it correctly here. He was asked, Steve, what is your approach, your style of playing grooves? Are you more a laid-back kind of guy, or do you play more on, or what are your thoughts on that? And he said, I always play on the feel of the song. I absolutely love that. So that concludes our time chapter for now. Remember, these are important elements that are at play and are tools that you can use, but compared to the following chapters, you'll find that they're maybe less important than we drummers always think. I hope it became clear that there's so much more going on than just playing perfectly to a click. It's always a matter of what the result is, what it really does to the listener. Ultimately, music is really about what feels great, which is what the next chapter is really about.